Mix it up. Great morning. Welcome to Triple M, you guys. So excited. Thank you guys for everybody that's tuning in live on the call. Thank you for everybody that's going to watch the recording. As maybe some of you guys new to the call, this is Triple M Monday Morning Motivation. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Aubrey. My fiance Roxy will also be on the call, and we've got tons of live tuner-inners. I don't know how to say that word, but from all over the country, all over the world. And really the intention of Monday Morning Motivation is to start the week on fire, because Monday is like the rudder of your week. The rudder on the boat is what directs the boat. So if you have a terrible Monday, how are you going to have a great week? If you have an amazing Monday morning, an amazing Monday, your week is just going to be fire. And really that's the intention today. So we're going to be listening to a video by a guy named Sharma. I really like this guy. If you've never heard of him, write his name down. He's got tons of great videos on YouTube. Also a great best-selling author. I've read his book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. It's amazing. I'm currently reading his book, The Leader Who Had No Title. What I really like about his books, they're in story mode. So if you like stories, he tells and teaches lessons through stories. And it's something I really enjoy. Roxy's reading The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari right now. Just a really great, the way he talks, his voice is awesome. Really cool guy and really wise gentleman. So he's going to be talking today about how to stay ultra inspired, because which we are beings that create. We're here to make of this world. We are here to create. You got to be inspired though. So if you're not inspired, how are you going to create? And if you can't create, how are you going to fulfill your purpose? You weren't put here to just walk through the days. You were put here to create something in your life and of your life. So without further ado, let's get into Sharma. Remember, be taking your notes. We're going to get some live shares from the call-in line. If you can share live, awesome. Raise your hand at the end. If you can't, you're at work or something, no problem. Put it in the chat box and we'll share it for you, because everybody's perspective is important and it gives value to the whole call. So without further ado, let's get into Sharma, how to stay ultra inspired.
Hi, it's Sharma, author of The Leader Who Had No Title, founder of the Titan Academy. Welcome to this mastery session. This mastery session is all about how to stay ultra inspired. You can't be legendary if you have no energy. And if you look at any iconic producer, one of the common traits they have, massive levels of energy born of inspiration. And so I want to I'm going to jam in this mastery session and just brainstorm a little with you on some of the best ideas I know of to stay inspired, because, you're a crafts person. You want to produce exponential results. You want to wow all witnesses. You want to really be the leader in your field. And it all starts with being inspired. I mean, I used to be a litigation lawyer. I used to think the idea of inspiration was very soft. It was all about hard tactics, strategy, execution. And yet if you look at Elon Musk and you look at Nelson Mandela, you look at Jeff Bezos, you look at Pablo Picasso, you look at any game changer, legendary performer, what they did was because they were inspired. I mean, if you look at Elon Musk right now with SpaceX, that's coming from inspiration. If you look at the work of Da Vinci, he was inspired. You look at Thomas Edison, inspiration. If you look at a lot of these startups, these are women and men doing what they want to do because they are fueled by this intense purpose. But at the foundation of the purpose is inspiration. And so inspiration is not sort of important. Inspiration is fundamentally important. And so I encourage you to protect your inspiration. And I'm going to walk you through some of the best ways I know of how to do that. Number one, the concept of circulation. I call it the power of circulation. There is great value in just getting out there. My friend Tom Peters talked about it years ago. He called it managing by walking around, and he spoke of it in the context of within an organization, leave your office and just walk around. But I see it as even larger, with all due respect to Tom Peters, who is a wonderful, wonderful guru. And I just want to sort of maybe the best way to say it is just take it into a different context, which is circulate around the world. I don't always love traveling. I travel a lot. Sometimes before a speaking tour, I ask myself, do I really want to get on this speaking tour? And then I remind myself, the power of circulation, By getting on an airplane, I meet new people. By getting into a new city, I get provoked by new insights. By hearing new conversations, I get new levels of energy. And so there's great power in circulating. I guess to be really tactical, what I'm encouraging you, if you want to be inspired, get out there. I had a conversation just the other day with an Uber driver. He was telling me how he lived in Kiev and he studied engineering. We talked about the culture in the Ukraine, but he explained why he's now in this country. He explained his adversity story, how difficult it is. He said, you know what, I want to be an engineer, but I've got a family to feed. So I'm doing this as an Uber driver. I don't really love it, but you know, it's how I make my living. And we had this conversation where I got all of these different ideas that really were valuable to me. So conversations are very educating, but the point really is, insight number one, there's great power in circulating, because that's when you have new conversations. That's when you detect new insights. I mean, get some of my best ideas just reading magazines in hotel rooms. They have nothing to do with leadership. They have nothing to do with productivity. They have nothing to do with high performance. But I love reading fashion magazines. You know, one of my favorite magazines is Porter. It's a relatively new fashion magazine. I was in Los Angeles the other day. I was reading the Robb Report. I was reading, it was sort of like a style guide to Los Angeles. And just learning the languaging of those creative people, the chefs and the fashion models and the fashion designers and the people who are creating these cool scenes creates great ideas for me to bring to you. So there's great power in circulation. Second insight, if you want to be more inspired, nature. One of my favorite protocols is the daily nature walk. I love walking in the woods. I often listen to audiobooks in the woods. I call it reading while walking. Reading while walking. So I go to this place. It's sort of my creative forest. There's not a lot of people in there, and I walk for 1 hour. I breathe in the air. I look at the lush scenery. I listen to a different audiobook. It's almost like a walking meditation as well. Sometimes I don't listen to an audiobook and I just walk and I touch the earth. It's almost like I'm thanking the earth, connecting with the soil. Yes, I'm wearing shoes. I don't want to get too esoteric here, but there is a lot of really good research saying if you want to boost your immune system, you want to boost your happiness, you want to release serotonin and dopamine, you want to release the fear hormone called cortisol, walk in nature. And so when I walk, I connect with nature. And like I say, I know I'm not being very elegant in this mastery session. I'm just being real, but I listen to audiobooks, and then other times I do a walking meditation where I feel my feet on the soil. You know what I do other times? If there's something I'm confused about, I sort of just talk it out. It's like I'm talking out loud, trying to work it out. If I'm in pain, I get the negative energy out of my system by just releasing it, by talking about it. I also, and I know this sounds a little unorthodox, but I do like a walking blessing meditation. So while I'm walking, I sort of challenge myself to come up with 50 things I'm grateful for. And again, I verbalize those because it's only me and the squirrels in the it's only me and the squirrels in the woods. And so I say, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for work that feeds my soul. I'm grateful for the sunset I watched last night. I'm grateful for my team. I'm grateful for my business. I'm grateful for the travels that I get to take. I'm grateful for the people that I've served. And literally while I'm walking, I say out loud, I am grateful for. I hope it doesn't sound strange for you because it's an incredible protocol to install. What else? I get inspired by my nightly sunset ritual. I do it most nights, especially when the weather is good. And what I do is I sit outside and I watch the sunset. And it sounds so obvious. You know, if the sunset only happened once every 1,000 years, you and the rest of humanity would be watching the sunset. But because it happens every night, we take it for granted. Positive psychologists call this mental psychological phenomenon hedonic adaptation. Because the sunset happens a lot, our brains get used to it, so we take it for granted. Here's another game-changing insight. Our brains are hardwired for ingratitude. It served us well thousands of years ago because we really had to be on our game. And so we had to notice what was not good about our environment. Otherwise, the tiger would eat us. Now here we are, living in the modern age, and we still have an implicit bias within our brains for negativity. And so what I'm suggesting to you is watch the sunset, because if you don't, you will miss it. And personally, I would rather have a gorgeous sunset than all these nice things. I would rather have a conversation with my children over a 3-hour meal than all the money in the world. I would rather sit with my team and build a product that serves millions of people than have all the fame and fortune. I would rather go for a walk in the woods, or, I love mountain biking. I would rather mountain bike and connect with nature and have a ride that opens my heart than all the worldly wins in the world. Because, I've had a lot of those things. I've had a lot of external success. I've experienced a lot of those toys. I've stayed at beautiful places. I've met the rich and the famous. And here's what I'd like to offer to you on this mastery session about staying inspired. What inspires me are the most simple pleasures. The sunset ritual is just one of them. A few final things. If you want to be inspired, connect with your loved ones. When my father turned 75, we had an amazing family dinner. And this is a man of great wisdom who I adore and respect tremendously, along with my mother. And when my dad turned 75, I said, "Dad, what is the single most important thing in life?" He looked at me, smiled, replied in one word: family. And if family is the most important thing as you get older and wiser, why not have the wisdom to make it the most important thing now? Those conversations with your family will inspire you. And with my family, I try to become what I call a perfect moment creator. I had a conversation with someone the other day, and he was getting ready for a trip, and I said, this is one of the mindsets that's important to me. I try to see myself with my family as a perfect moment creator. So every time we do a trip, I go the extra mile to set up these experiences that are unforgettable. And again, I'm a lot about research. There's a lot of good research that says what's most important to your family are experiences versus things. What's most important to our happiness, according to research, are not things, but experiences. And so he went on a trip, and then he said to me, that one insight allowed me to go the extra mile. We did these things we never would have done, and it was one of the best trips we've ever had. So be a perfect moment creator with your family. And that brings me to my final encouragement for you to become ultra inspiring. It involves a journal, and it's what I call my I am 25 practice. My I am 25 practice. You basically finish the sentence, I am whatever, 25 times. So it might look like this for you. If you want to become more humble, write down, I am more humble. And then you get to your next one. I am more prosperous. I am more excellent. I am more brave. I am more loving. I am more innovative. I am more energetic. I am more inspired. You do that 25 times in your journal on a regular basis. What does that do? It creates a blueprint within your subconscious mind of the elite performer you'll want to become. And then that thinking will become your way of being. Hope you've enjoyed this personal mastery session. Stay super inspired. I'll talk to you soon. Hi, it's Robin. I invite you to subscribe to the podcast and definitely go
awesome stuff. Okay, let's get into some takeaways. Rox, what do you have for us?
So some of my biggest takeaways, I really love when he was talking about whenever he asked his dad what was like the most important thing, and he said it was family. I thought that was like really awesome. I don't really get to see my family as much, but that really resonated with me. And just really making it more of a habit Like, even if I can't see my mom physically every single day, but making a connection with her, whether it is through phone or anything like that. So I thought that was powerful. And then I also loved how he talked about experiences versus things. You know, really it's the experience of things that we do that are going to give us the greater fulfillment as opposed to just the materialistic things. And I really, really love that as well. And just like I got connected as to why I even do Herbalife, you know, because in order to have experiences, we must be able to have time freedom. We must be able to have financial abundance. And for me, you know, like, unfortunately, everything in the world is run through like money. You know, if you don't have all of these, like the monetary thing, then how are you going to be able to truly experience the gifts of the world? You know, because there's so much more than just, there's so much more to see in the world than there is just here in the States. Like, think about all the beautiful places all around the world. And if I'm only going to be here once, I want to make it a point to be able to travel to 10, 15, 20 countries in my lifetime, 20 countries and plus, along with my family and the loved ones. And so those are my biggest takeaways.
Awesome. Great stuff. For me, I just love Robin Sharma's calm, peaceful demeanor. So for me, that's one of my big takeaways from him. I just love who he is. Power of circulation. I really appreciate this because this is something that I personally felt a difference in. For example, Friday, we went to the Natural History Museum. It's right down the street. It's probably one of the top museums in the state. And I'm sure there's lots of people in LA that don't even know about it. They don't know that we have all these great monuments and museums and hikes and restaurants and places. And it's like, yes, social media is great. Yes, the internet is great. And yes, all those things are great. But there's nothing that can ever replace an experience of going out and just being in something. They have a rose garden outside. We got to see like remodels of pterosaurs, which were like ancient dinosaur birds. And it was like, there's inspiration inside of experiences that only the experience can give you. I don't know how better to explain it. I'm there and I'm just awed by nature. These were animals that were on the planet 200 million years ago. And they had one model of this huge one that was like the size of a small plane. And it was like, just for me, it started to expand my mind of what is possible. Because remember, a mind once expanded can never go back to its original size. So if you continue to expand your mindset of what is possible, you go to different countries, you experience different cultures, you experience different mindsets, you experience different ways of living. Your mindset will never be the same because remember, innovation is the father and the mother of change and progress. But you can't innovate if you don't know how to think differently. So just little things like that gets my mind going in a different pathway, thinking different. Little things, that's what creates innovation in your life. So I really love that. Go out into nature. I definitely appreciate that. I'm so grateful we have a park here at our apartment complex. But whether it's just a walk in your neighborhood, whether it's just going to the neighborhood park for an hour, there's little things like that. The nightly sunset rituals. I love how you said our brains are hardwired for ingratitude. Because it once served us. You got to remember, our brains are different parts. There's an old brain, the reptile brain, there's a midbrain, and there's a newer brain. And there's things that used to serve human beings when we lived in, not the safest of places. So the fight or flight response, they eat to your gorge and you got to go to sleep. Why? Because there were times when people didn't even know if they were going to have a next meal. So they had to have fat stores. Same thing with the ingratitude. We had to at one time focus on what was wrong because what was wrong could kill us. But now it's a new day and age. So we get to retrain our brain to focus on what is right because what is right can heal us, can give us happiness, can give us fulfillment. So really love those. Let's get a few shares from the call-in line because I know there were some powerful shares out there. Let's get it. Hand up or a big thumbs up if you're excited to share.
Or just get off mute.
Let's get it. I see a big smile right here from my man, Ray. Ray, what'd you take?
I know you saw that. Oh, yeah. I think like a couple of things that he hit on was, again, the power of circulation. And that was, impactful for me because, again, I think we get so stuck on social media and like, right now with everybody playing Pokemon Go, we stay stuck to like, our digital devices. And we really disconnect with society and other people that we meet, that we lose insight on like their journey and their adventures that they've gone through. So I really like that how he mentioned out there, start new conversations, and basically, you know, gain new insight. So that was really impactful. And then the whole 25 practice rule, you know, so saying I am, you know, whatever it happens to be 25 times. And he subtly said it too. He says, you know, do it enough because it creates a blueprint. And that seems to be some kind of, it seems to be a model with a lot of people who are successful. They say, make it a part of you, make it part of your DNA, make it a must, you know. So these are things that are all connecting for me, that like, you know, if you want to do something, it's got to be connected, part of your DNA, make it part of who you are, you know, not something that, you know, oh, just to do it. It's like, it's going to be a part of you continuing on for the rest of your life.
Nice. Love it. Great takeaways, Ray. Love it. Great stuff. Let's get our next takeaway. Big smile, big thumbs up, big hands up if you're excited to share. Everybody's like taking in these nuggets. Let's get it. Sarah Gov, what's up? What do you got for us?
Hey guys, what up? My biggest takeaway was the power of circulating, only because of the fact that this is pertaining to Herbalife. You lose your inspiration sometimes. I'm not going to lie. I lose my inspiration sometimes, only because of the fact that I'm not out there talking to people. And this is what Eric and everybody at the club say. The reason why you aren't inspired and staying inspired is because you're not bringing anybody in. And that is so true. When you see somebody new come in, it's like, man, I don't have anybody coming in. That's my fault. It's because I'm not out there talking to anybody. So the power circulation really is like, you gotta go and do it. You gotta go talk to people. And that's the thing with Herbalife. The reason why I'm doing this, it's because I want to inspire people. How am I going to inspire somebody if I'm not inspiring myself? So that's what I really took out of it.
There you go. Powerful. Thank you for being transparent. And you know, it's all a learning journey. So that's true. You get inspired when you see other people's inspiration. Their inspiration usually comes from coming to the community for their first time because it's all brand new to them. Just think of the first time you came to the Herbalife community. It was all brand new, inspiration galore. And then you become inspired by bringing the newest person to the community because of their inspiration. It's like inspiration on top of inspiration. Love it. Let's get one more share. Let's get my man Buddy Love. Buddy Love, what's up with you, bro? Chilling on the couch. Let's get it.
What up? We just got through a fit camp here in San Antonio, Texas. Hold it down.
Let's get it. That morning, Love. We about to be out there in September.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Hey, real quick, I'm not even a part of y'all's organization at all, but I just saw how you threw this up on Instagram, bro. Much love to you. That is super powerful, and thank you for the opportunity to be able to listen to that. What I got to take away from that was real simple. How he was talking about being in nature and just walking around and taking that time to yourself to just hone in and, you know, just get away from all that and just get back to yourself and figure out who you are and, you know, what it is that you want. And, you know, just simply just, you know, because a lot of the time I do my personal development and it's like I got so much other stuff going on. Like if I could just find some time to walk and just think and really let the message set in, like that's something I'm really going to start doing. I really appreciate y'all letting me be on this call.
You got it, buddy. Yeah, definitely. Everybody's always invited to the call, man. This is Team Herbalife, Team Human Being, because everybody gets to get better. So I'm excited because everybody on the call makes it better with your shares. So thank you guys for tuning in. All right, you guys. So today we're going to upload it, pay forward the video. Just pay forward the inspiration. Maybe send some of your friends and family, clients, if you're a Herbalife member, some of your takeaways. Because you never know who could benefit from this kind of information. Little things like this, little tools like what Robin was sharing today make all the difference in people's lives because they're things that just aren't normally talked about. They didn't teach us this stuff in school. They didn't teach us about gratitude. They didn't teach us about how to stay connected to nature. They didn't teach us about the I ams and creating a blueprint for success in our brain. So these are the things that we get to teach others. So thank you guys. Every Monday, we're always here. You guys got a great video that you come across that you think could get value to the whole call. Don't hesitate to send it over. And I'm going to take everybody off mute. Let's have an amazing Monday, y'all. Where y'all at? Hey!
Team Marvel Live.
Happy Monday. It's time to go.